is the most beautiful tray bake. It's so quick. When I came up with this, I was time poor. My family wanted something a little bit exciting, spicy, and all of it can happen in this tray. Get it in the oven, let the oven do the work, and then as a little kicker, I'm gonna show you a beautiful homemade quick bread, the quickest, delicious bread ever. So, so good. So we're gonna get this tray, we're gonna turn this into a frying pan. The first thing we do is give it a little kiss of olive oil. Get that on a medium-high heat. Now the chicken is free range, so let's get going. I've got 4 lovely thighs right here, my favorite cut. So season the chicken up with salt and pepper, give that a nice little rub around, and then get that in the hot oil. Skin side down, we want to start rendering that fat because we want to get it crispy, but also that chicken fat is full of flavour. This is for 4 people. If you wanted to do it for 8 or 12, this is a great recipe for scaling up. Easy peasy, great for parties and stuff like that. So as the skin gets crispy, let's start prepping the garlic. I want 8 cloves, and this is not going to be strong because the way I'm going to cook this, it's going to be creamy and mild and very fragrant. So the reason I love this recipe is because from start to finish, the flow is just brilliant. It's got that really nice kind of simple path to getting it in the oven and creating incredible texture and flavour. Then we go on to the chilies. 2 lovely green chilies, cut it in half and use the tip of the knife just to remove those seeds. So we've removed most of the aggressive heat. Get the old skin blistering. So once it's got nice and sizzling, let's turn the chicken over. Come on, we've already got good colour here. Then we're going to go in with the jalfrezi paste. Now you can get the jalfrezi paste everywhere. For me, I think this is a really exciting paste because it's all done for you. In here, you've got a whole bunch of beautiful spices. Coriander, we've got paprika, cardamom, tamarind, and I love tamarind, that lovely sweet and sour flavour. So just move this around in the chicken fat and it'll cling to the chicken. Now it's smelling incredible and it's going to get better. Next up, bay leaves. Of course, if you can't get bay leaves, don't stress. You could use rosemary if you wanted to, no worries at all. We're going in with 8 big leaves. Go for it. And then peppers, right? Just get it, put your thumb in the little stalky part here, push it through, and then you can get rid of the seeds, and I can tear the pepper into like little quarters. And look, peppers is something that I buy every single week, like most people. And often, I don't know why, they're left to the end of the week, which is kind of nice because they're getting nice and ripe. But in a dish like this, you're just amplifying the sweetness of the peppers. And with the bay and the spice and the chicken, it's so, so good. So now let's just take a little curveball. A secret ingredient, got some onion marmalade here. You can get it in all the supermarkets. So instead of using a fresh onion and chopping it up, we're going to go in with the onion marmalade because it's got seasoning in there, vinegar, sugar. About 2 tablespoons we put in. And often you'd have that with a cheese platter or something like that. And you know what? You don't have to just use it for those sort of things. You can use it in cooking. And then last but not least, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Oh, I can smell it. It's unbelievable. So what we're creating here, guys, is not a curry with gravy. This is what you would describe as a dry curry. Not dry meat, it's going to be the opposite, succulent meat. But dry as in sort of sticky peppers around it and garlic and all of that sort of lovely stuff. Mix it all up. So look, that's it. Look at the colours, come on. I guarantee you, and I promise you, epic flavour here. So now we just whack this in the oven for about 40 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. I'm putting that in my wood oven, a regular oven, absolutely perfect. Beautiful. Now, just let the oven do the work. So the tray bake is looking very good. That's nearly there. And I'm thinking what to serve with it, rice or bread? And my guys love a bread. I've got the best little trick, this little tweak to make like a naan-style bread. You know, crispy, fluffy texture, and I'm gonna make it and cook it in a little 26 centimetre pan. So look, I'm gonna take a regular mug of self-raising flour, fill it up to the top. So 2 of these go in, and then I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of English mustard. It's got that colour, and it's got that very subtle heat. And then 2 pinches of sea salt. And then we'll take some water and a fork, and we'll just make the simplest little flatbread ever. What I want to get from this bread is flavour. I want fluffiness to kind of mop up those juices in the bottom of the tray. And I want crispiness. In literally 2 minutes, you can add just enough water to make a basic dough. Look at the colour from the mustard. It's the easiest flatbread recipe ever. And just bring that to a dough. And, you know, it's got to be not sticky, but pliable and elastic. So just give it a little knead. And actually what you can do is use the bread to clean out that pan. This we're going to cook it in. And then just kind of finish moving that around until you're happy. And that's it. Lovely dough, ready and raring to go. So the beauty of this bread is you don't really have to rest it, right? All I need to do now is put a little flour on a board, and I want to roll it out to be nice and thin. Grab a rolling pin or something like that and just roll it out. And your job is to make basically something the size of like a tea towel. And it doesn't matter if it's a bit wonky. If you make a hole, then patch it. Basically what we want is a sheet, right, like that. Super simple. And look, there'll be thin bits and fatter bits. I really don't care. What we're going to do is create texture. So I want layers. So I need to make those layers. And the way to do that is by using fat. Now, it could be butter, it could be coconut oil, right? But what we want to do is rub that oil quite generously over this lovely mustard bread. And once you've done that, then we can start rolling. So almost like a croissant, we're creating a barrier between fat and dough. And when that cooks, it expands. So you're going to get lift and crispiness. And once you've rolled it up like that, then we'll get a little bit more oil. And then we'll roll it the other way, like a snail, right? So we're doing double lamination. And when I cook this bread, even though we've got the self-raising flour, which will expand anyway, as it cooks, the oil's going to go out like that, and then out like that, right? So you're going to get double layering. So just push it out with your hand, and then get your rolling pin and just gently, gently roll it out. So for the simplest, most humble bread, actually it's got complexity in texture. And I know for a fact that my missus and the kids absolutely love it. In actual fact, they always request it. So once it's about the same size as the pan, let's get this nice and hot. Let's take this bread and place it straight in there. A nice, dry, non-stick frying pan. And I reckon on a medium-high heat, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side should be about perfect. We're going to turn it out now. The top's cold, and look at that. Sizzling, gnarly, court. You can see the little waves of texture. Then into the pan, another 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and that'll be good to go. So bread is done, absolutely beautiful. So give it a nice little oil and just kind of rub that in. And this is one of the few breads where you're actually told to break it, to beat it up before you even eat it. So get your 2 hands together. This is hot, so you know, go quick. And then look inside, I can smell the mustard, wow. And then look inside there, can you see all the little folds and all those little layers that you built up? You can now basically dismantle that and they become little edible spoons. And if I show you in the tray, come on, look at the colours. Big flavours, minimal effort. And then all I would do now is just kiss a few little dots of yoghurt in and around here. Can you see what happens when you shake it? And it just starts to ripple. Right, bread, bit of lemon juice on the salad. And for me, that is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Very little effort and massive flavour in return. Right, time to plate up. Very excited about all of this. Let's go for a nice chunky bit of chicken there, look at that. Let's get those lovely peppers, look at the colour. And the juices are just ridiculous. Stickiness from that amazing onion marmalade. Big flavour in very little time. Wowzers. Let's have a chili. No, I've got a chili. Let's have a bit of garlic. Oh, I've got 2 bits of garlic. Sorry, I'm getting too excited. And then the bread. So if I just pull off like a big wodge of this, can you see all the little twists? And that means I can kind of get in there with like this edible spoon and get all those juices. Yes. It's the most brilliant quick bread ever. And that is good to go. That is me very, very happy. Right, time for a little taste. First test is the chicken tender. Oh yeah, look, that meat's succulent. Crispy skin, little bit of pepper. Yeah, man. Sweet and sour, spice, complexity. The bay leaves and the vinegar just do like this magic thing with all the kind of rendered chicken fat. It is just scrumptious. And then when it comes to this bread, I like how you just kind of like, you just unwind it and then clean the plate. The chicken, it's a one-tray dish. The oven does most of the work, but you're left with these big, bold, delicious flavors. I just love it.